Morgan er going to go take a whole family.
Nästa man är Sochair. Jag vill som har to sin mamma utser actually. So thank you very much for sorting it out. It's lovely to see so many people here, and it's so unusual being here with the sun shining. There's no wind. The last time we were here, it was blowing at me. So this is a novelty. And I'm delighted to introduce Sochair is Sochair. Sochair is Sochair. A much anticipated slideshow, which is going to be showing us, as the poster said, the people of Sochair at work and at play over the last 100 years. So I'm sure you're all going to find things of great interest. And I'd really like to thank Margaret Stewart for all the hours of hard work she's put in curating this slideshow. And we're also delighted it's only our second time that we've used this fancy telly. We used it once before, and we've been calling it Margaret's telly because she was one of the instigators behind it. Before we begin, I just want to remind people that back row are chatting. I know, that's where before we begin properly, I'd just like to mention that our AGM, the AGM in Electric Scale is on Tuesday the 7th of May here at 7:30 p.m. And it would be lovely if we could see more people being at the AGM. And if anyone is looking for a wee hobby, a new interest, long-standing secretary Anne MacArthur, who has been secretary since the beginning, is standing down. So if there's anyone amongst you or anyone you know who might like to do secretarial duties, they're very, very welcome to come and speak to any of us. After the AGM, we're going to have a showing of the film Lord of the Isles, which was done how many years ago, Miriam, do you remember? In the 70s. And some of you will remember it well. It must have been very exciting at the time. Magnus Magnussen's film of Lord of the Isles, Lord Leverhulme. So we're going to show that after the AGM. So everyone is welcome to that. So now, without more ado, we'll get Margaret to...
Okay.
I was going to say Margaret is going to be the projector, and the person who projects where it is the film. What did you say?
The director.
The director. And Coinneach is going to provide the chat. So. I'll leave you to it.
Well, thank you very much indeed. Before we go any further though, she mentioned the AGM there, and I think this is the last occasion where so many of us in the area will be together. So we shouldn't leave the evening without saying thank you very much to Anna, our chairman, because without her we wouldn't be where we are today. But she has been the driving force of the Coinneach business. We started again as the chairman of all these years. So I hope you will all join with me and say thank you very much indeed, Anna. Because even those of us on the committee, we have no idea how much work she has had to do and has done over the last few years. I know she's, like some of the rest of us, taking a backward step after the AGM. But that's for the meeting. You can all come to the AGM and you can hear all these things. She'd probably be sitting with shock just now hearing me saying a few words. And especially in this language, which is so unfamiliar to me. I am very much just the referee here. Margaret's the boss. Margaret's the boss. The folks said, I saw them today, and I've seen some of them before, but many I hadn't. And you know, it gives us a nice picture of days gone by, days that have gone. People, many who are no longer with us, and quite a few of them maybe. When Margaret has actually named them, we might actually need assistance to name some of the people. And so that's why it's so good that you're all here tonight. So, we're sure, mach sure it.
Here.
We'll go here.
Keine Page, können wir behässig von Anhören in das Ort.
Oh. The directed and the undirected. So, should we have a say, has Bruce, as you were shifting, tell in the sword.
Okay, here's the horse of Shibonia.
As a woman, at the beats. Right. But you get up at the insulation.
Kan jeg være, jeg kan ikke.
Well, vi fik det om, det er ikke sjovt.
G-show.
Kan jeg værke på Katja Rousseau? Vil du næppe gøre på Katja med dig? Har du ikke en sjovt? Shoot the market, shoot the dirty hammer, shower. Ben Handy Tully, Sandy Tully, Katrina the School, Jackie Adrias, and the Small the School. Is it another English?
Kaartje Rovonia, like Margaret Handy
Does
too.
anyone know where this was? Chris? Triage? Ben Sandy Tully, Katrina the School, Jackie, or is Morrow in the School? At the back of the now.
We should have fished hacking for you. Maar dus mijn ook wel visserige car. Easy gang.
But anyway, for those who don't speak Gaelic, you know, isn't it a short of a time? But really before my time, I can't remember a horse car. We had practiced never called.
There's another one with a car.
There you are, let me get you. Neil MacLeod, Katrina, Neil and Neil, 10 back.
It's not a very clear photo.
Can you see them okay? Where was this army or hut? Anybody any idea? There?
Are they boats? No. They've got the names.
Katrina Gras, Chita Chlanit, Miriam, Sarah, as a row, Chrissy Chorish and Howry, Eric Janvik, Sheila Hawkach, Dollianki in the school, Morocco in the school, Ustan, Alkan Ustan, Chita Chlanit, Miriam, Sarah, as a row. Should I put your hook?
Yeah, so I've gone back to the original.
It just shows you how difficult the DNP was because it wasn't that mode like you would have in just China cups. Oh, a load of fruit, they weren't quite as posh here, you see. Can anyone name these ladies with Margaret thinks, or they think they're from Cornwall?
I think the lady that's standing, one that's nearest me, I think that might be Benchoni and Aldersteth. She looks like her. And I recognise the lady beside her and I can't remember who it is.
But again, you see, they're snapshots. You know, even if you don't know them, they're snapshots of a time gone by. And they might not have had any money, but there's a certain happiness in their faces, isn't there? I see.
It's a wee boy saying it.
Yes.
It's important that
your daddy doesn't remember any of that, and your granny doesn't remember any of that. It's that old. Well, no, that's true. That's not all that old. The Julian and Caldan Noffan. Caldan's still installed in Nicholson Road, of course. Now, that's a proper Poland Colorado. A three-forge one, and not these two forge ones where you didn't have to know what you were doing, but a three-forge one, you have to know how to do it properly. And also, remember the old mothers, they would be really annoyed if they saw this. They hated seeing the mark of Tarashka on the pole.
yeah, because it would crack in the winter, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, the cracking in the winter was if you dug into it. You know, you have to have it in a slight slant, a wee slant, so the pole wouldn't fall in.
Ah, I see. Full of wild asco.
Beautiful kind of a shirt. Right, let's move
Where's
on.
his father, Coinneach?
But isn't it? But, you know, see, so when I was looking at the Julian and Caldan there, I was thinking to myself, you know, that's part of my life. But see, he wouldn't have a clue what that was. And look at this, might have Glenn the Tagari of Owen.
You might have Glenn the house. Seamus.
This is going to be a very disorderly evening. But having said that, that's what it's all about. If you know the people, that's fine. And I think they should have had a PA system here. Like you have it. No. Like you have it. No. We had somebody in a college came there a wee while ago, and he started chanting like you have it. And I remember phoning my auntie down in England and said, "Did Prasush get away you have it?" And there's the proof. I don't know what it was supposed to be. He looks like the minister, but he's got Do you know where these were they were, Mark?
Yes, I have names. I don't know how you're supposed to recognise. I think I don't have them up on the screen. Can't you? Shh, right in the back, please.
Mark thinks she knows who some of them are.
Well, I was given the names. Ian Murray and Aiken. And I presume it's at the back, just standing at the back.
Go on.
Nine back. And Mary Jane MacDonald, Marishina Lally, next one. And Peggy Flangy, next one. And number 4, Kitty Mary Lally. And Alfred, oh no, I've gone back, slide. Alfred Kelly. And Ian Lally, Rob Burnside.
Well, the thing is, the disguise is so good that we can't argue with that.
And at the front, Ishban Handy and Sandy Ali Gruadi and Haramot Wurgiog and Brikishan.
That's the guy who was in Detroit,
and Neil Angus. That's all of them. How are you supposed to recognise them? I have no idea.
I was going to ask a question. I said, is that the head or is it that
version. And there's another one.
Well, I'll tell you something. Oh, there's another one. Clump and Hollish.
I think that one in the front, is that Prikishan, the one in the front? Prikishan. I call it the Prikishan. Ich verhaal zijn jasak.
But again, you see, the thing, see, if you look at the photos, you see, yeah, yes, that I don't know what the significance of the kind of dress is, but there's the tattoo there, and behind it is I don't know what that is.
You tell the little boy, when we were young at Halloween, this is the kind of way we dressed at Halloween. We didn't have Hollywood.
Excuse me,
Disney
not the way
costumes.
the people are much older than us.
No, we did, honey. And the family was important.
Just one more, we should turn the law, so my child, make a hand on a window. You'll be up all. So it's like not on the law.
Are you there? Which one are you?
Me.
Sure.
Amanda, Shutman, 3 uczyć,
That's good. No, just for those of you who don't know, that's Grace, and there's all the people who are in it. Lillian McLennan, Ben York, Katrina Ben Tohan, Christine Tohan, Martina Sochair, Ishmael Vopshi, Lena, Murdoch Scoisi, Amanda, Ben Sochair, Heidi at the back. Did they have the view? Christian Shea, David McLennan, Ulla Tohan, Martina Tohan, Alexander McLennan, Cole Mouthbuck stuck in number 14. Against Verdi, against Crescel. Well, they're all nice, lovely children. Look what happened to them. But again, that's up to 70s, 70s or 80s? 70s.
No, 60s.
60s. I think that's wrong. But see, and these fashions and everything changes, and you don't even notice it. But then when you look at the photo, you see the way things have changed since then. It's a lovely photo.
Do they still have a village party at Halloween?
Yeah.
Gearsko, fishy. A good hope.
Dus je kan nog wat in de show.
You know anybody?
The feder says Josh, Nian,
Ja, mooi aan de kreur.
Geen moeilijk kruid, dat sounds good.
Namen naar computer.
Oh, sure, okay. Oh, watch out, this is the game she's playing with you. She has in a throw, Angus was a 12 basket.
In het rook standing at the top.
Aan de baar.
Number 1. Number 2, Alistair, Peter Howard.
Alistair Howard, Peter Howard.
Bruce Howard was living in Upper Call, of course. Can anyone identify the rest?
Kenny Tweed,
Kavala.
number 5.
Is that? Oh, Kenny Ryan, yeah. The other?
Number 4, ni Santi Tully.
Wel, ik kan ook niet dat ze hier het job afgeweest zijn. Dat is geraast.
Well, I can't go to Grand but I could be wrong.
And the other als een Karsten is. I'm sorry, I think I made a mistake. In Johan, as a heerter, Santi Tully, number 4. Made a mistake there.
We'll pass that on quickly then. Cash in the show ownership. Did you good? Cash? Breivik, you have to take the head on. SY65.
Sa,
But it's right, Margaret.
ha, fyriga. Ha gadi un yn dyn gan ladi dŵl an fain.
Focus.
Agus ian i chog eisiau yn glog. Agus dan os da haramwch. Col.
So whose boat would that have been? Go. What do you have done? Maha Breivik you can answer. Do I have Sandy Tully? Do you have Andy on this?
Russian quarters is
Ha, kom toch aan jullie zo.
frustrated.
Well, I can't do it in London, Mac hockey. And we have to have a field picture. But so what era would this be? The 1920s?
Don't know, I don't know if that was that old.
Not that old 30s?
Maybe 30s. Yeah.
Do we know who these are? Does anyone know anybody there?
There's one person that we know there in that picture, ha canteen. Coinneach warrant, number 5. But we don't know who the rest are. Just wondering if anybody knows. And we know that Dolly on the boundary is in the picture, but we don't know which one can he be identified.
But again, the board, that's obviously a drifter, isn't it? So that kind of gives you an idea of the timeline as well. S22, oh, there are. Skip the one for. Yeah. They look like prisoners of war to me. You know. Yeah, can ich nicht. Watersker was the skipper number 2. Blango Margaret Stewart for Watersker number 4. Nusiever and Gesverges 38 Watersker. Number 8 Mark Alster Coinneach Vine and Grass. And William Barron, School Road. Number 9. Does anybody remember any of them?
I remember, yeah.
Yes. Yeah?
Grass.
So I wonder when these photos would have been taken.
Somebody has written on that.
Yes.
It wasn't me.
Until
Turn. Nisi other.
Blanco, William Barron, agus.
Shane, that.
She Point Boys, isn't Point Boys?
Point Boys, aye.
What would Point Boys be doing on a boat for? Oh, and this view one upper column. Splices, look at that. I think, although we're looking at the characters, you also got to look at the surroundings and what they're doing and this kind of thing. You know, the skill they had, and the skills they had that are gone. I mean, can anybody here do a splices? I couldn't try.
And that's a wire rope as well.
Yes. But it's funny, I was saying to Margaret, I can't remember, I remember in this view, but all I remember about this view is, my memory was, oh, granoch. You know, but it's funny, as a wee boy, you know, the impression you get of somebody, but I might have been totally wrong, maybe he had good reason to go. But he was an airfield with Bruce and Glock and Pierce and all of them. But that's a lovely photo, isn't it? Yeah, Finney Day. Does anybody know? Anybody remember him?
No, oh yes. And you remember it well.
Great photos again. You never see anybody with an Irish skin like that nowadays. Do you? I don't think so. And they all wore them and sensible weight clothing it was too for what they were doing. Of course on you.
Oh, when you're sorry.
Go do the shit. Go, and you're a hole.
Kan jag då William Nilla? Well, should have killed.
Det har inte risk.
Need.
Han är helt färdigt att hålla mycket. Och tjejer, de tjejer inte ni. Det där skriket var kort. Så det var snart att hylla med haha. Shamrock, SY307, Vatsker. Not a very clear photo, but nevertheless, you know, again.
I can't think one Hannah Nakamal, Sochair.
You've barod, Lucian Beck, Tony, Ian in the boundary, Pichi, Domanulia, 35 actors here.
Dad.
Do anybody remember any of them?
I remember that.
I remember Dad. Being Domach and Nigger Curry Bodies.
SY307. Anybody know whose boat it was?
Dal.
Shamrock. No, Miss Shamrock.
Oh, has he?
I don't know if I've seen one of it.
But he's not here to see these pictures. Brother Eustace left, right, MacIomhair, Couple Hollish.
That would be William's husband, probably. The nurse,
And would that have been taken in Stornoway?
Stornoway, aye.
It looks like it, and that's a bucky boat, and that's a bucky boat, BCK.
Onish.
Oh, Shamrock should.
Was that the caution?
Should my hen out, my hen out. So spioolwg gyfer. How many people know what spioolwg means?
Well, left out the G. Sorry. Back me as a G.
Yeah, spioolwg. Spioolwg is taking the inside out of the muscles. No, I don't even know the terminology in English what it is. And this is kind of Thomas. That's Morley and Titten's father.
Sculptor. Sculptor. Cutting fish.
Cutting fish. Yeah. And this was all about to take back one.
You're back again?
No, there's one thing there. See, when you look carefully at these things, you see so many things. Look at that. Exactly. No running water anywhere in any of these houses at that time. So that's one of the ways we had of collecting the water. I remember a long talk as such, but it's sort of when you look at it. And now that shower, look at this. You see a basket along with other older things at the back there, but there's one on the basket they used to put the work in there once they were finished for the night.
Quarter crown basket.
When I was a small boy, I used to ratch up it. That's the word we had for Sochair, the net after the kibber show and getting it ready for debate the next time. I used to do that for this when I was a wee boy. You know.
That's my auntie, my grandfather's sister.
Shall and that's exactly, she's doing exactly what I was talking about there. When they came off the boat, the net would be just chucked in the basket, and then she'd be putting it over to the school and getting it ready so that for the next time, and I start putting the bait on the right. Actually, water kind of she. She read happy about the water kind of she had
Carrying execution. And it was carrying execution.
Well, I reached, but then someone reached, the dude on the happy, had two good. So no one to gallons in the hole. The cat was
Taigo, Gable, Taigo. That's great, isn't it? Ach, tegen de goed.
Twee flankjes, ja, graag.
Twee flankjes, hier tegen die. Twee golly willy. Så nak twee handi vi na chesu. Stop.
Can you really, again, when they say 15 cents a thousand, it's like 1,000 words, that's something. Oh, but they all know what not to do. Without reading the writing, and you know who it is.
And you look so like him, Avorochi. You do. Your uncle.
Tell me your opinion.
very young when that started.
What I say is, Donald and Sochair Pop the Hootie. That's what we call it, Pop the Hootie. But other people had other names on it.
Taihavi, vis agad a nish, Tav and Natcha Canella.
Does anybody remember seeing that Pop the Hootie in operation?
The Taihavi was a totally different arrangement
Oh, was it?
to that. But that one there, that's the neck is separate. It's hanging on that long stick.
Oh yeah,
When you put it into the water. But the Taihavi, it was like a creel at the end of the stick.
oh, hi, but that made
Not
up
a creel when you put it into the water. That.
Yeah.
A smaller thing?
I would say it's probably a bit smaller. It would have been smaller, but in diameter than that.
Oh.
Or is it to say that people could actually go down? And I remember they going to Hoobury up in town, and I'm sure there are sleeping down here as well. You know, that there was enough curries and things in the water that they could put it down and lift it up and there'd be a catch in it. No bait, nothing, you know.
No bait?
But actually,
Oh no.
It's just a banana knocking off.
But that's what the people down here chiefly. But again, gone, you know. I don't know if any critics say, has anybody people off fishing to Greece yet? I don't know if that's worth going, but you know, another part of our history, like I was down the beach today, and the one that still has location. I don't know if I presume everybody has dug for location at one time or another. That's what we used to do. Could you? Oh, Sean,
My Shanna,
you have a mouse and don't pew.
my grandfather.
The character shines out of the picture, doesn't it?
And
And there's another little one to follow. I should.
I can't make that big.
You can't?
No, I didn't want it to be big.
This is sort of dialectic. But it was a nice, well-behaved young girl.
I used to be with my Shannon a lot. That's my Shannon in the yellow. And I used to be with him a lot, and I used to go and get bait with him in various places. Sometimes on the beach at Col, and sometimes we'd go to the castle grounds, you know, where that bridge is, the YM.
But the stuff of the castle grounds though was stuff they had got an oog and taken over and stored there. But used to do it
No, because you hook it for the flatter.
Maar actually, I can't do I don't know if Larry coming out a shop to view. So she got a pocket in the ask, she got on the lawn, because of the famous car. Everybody else remember that? But I do remember going to Stoneham, I remember.
Yeah, I think so.
But
Carnivai.
Yes. So anyway, oh well, there's next door neighbour, Bruce. And minister the word I exchanged with Bruce, and that was just such a good photo of her.
Typical, isn't it?
Oh, just and of course these are John Bottom.
Bottom Moor.
Well, wages, that's what they had in buildings. I think it's on your head.
The one you had. My grandfather used to be on the same boat as him, Field. And they used to sail out of Col.
Yes. Yeah. And there was 3 boats in Col when I was smaller. Fields, Garabban. I can't remember which the third one was, but these are the 2 I remember. And I remember the crew on the head of field at that one, Bruce was in this view. Bruce, Glock, Pierce.
Yeah.
And I think there's another one as well, but it's funny, these things that you hear when you're young, the way they stick with you, just gone. And they were making a livelihood out of fishing and looking to them.
That's a beautiful photo.
All the rest of them know who this is.
It's lovely. It's like Just fabulous photo altogether.
Mr. Graham, just for any visitors. Mr. Graham from Cass.
That's not funny.
Oh, that was Mr. Graham, this is Mr. Mackay. And when I see him grinning there, I see he have an allowance to full defiance. And no, this was a very great delicacy nowadays. It was even greater then because there was a fun catching the poached salmon. They used to have an net at Bialnahain in Cornwall, and other times they were known to roll a short net, one on each side of the river. But so you ever had enjoyed that, and it's usually done at night, of course.
I take note of the huge peat stacks.
These are the kind of peat stacks we had in the Cornwall, nothing like that. But you can't see, not just the peat stacks, someone should can't keep. Bydd cep o'r hyn sgwm hyn chwrdd yn y les i'r yna eich.
Tasking here.
And again, that's all gone. Yn y les i'r hard yn y wall for one hyn. Lazy. The lazy, that's what we used to call it. Put it in the ashes under the fire, and then in the morning just take it out, and you'd have embers to start the next one. And the spew and the squash edits would gather the seaweed on the coral sands.
You can see she was carrying a clear, Yiddish.
Yes,
There's a clear up in a wee museum at the back.
And what some might observe is that she was carrying the clear. I was tempted to comment, but I thought it better not. Coinneach MacIomhair.
Plenty of scatter there, yes. Yum.
I remember my granny telling me about, she got married in 1907, so it must have been before then, being up in Lerwick. And they had to go and cut the herring when the herring came in, and it had been called out after midnight. The boats were coming in, and having to do that. And of course, they went round the coast, you know, the Fraser, right down the Great Yarmouth and places like that. And it was a hard life as well. The bandage on the fingers. You know, I don't know, what's the English for a gag? You know, it was just a gag. What? Well, anyway. So who were picking in a shock, man in a shock, who was Katrina in a shoe out of
Do you remember the loon?
Yes.
When the first two were in the loon.
Aye. Well, she's talking about the loon. That's a guy, John Graham, whom unfortunately when we were young, we used to laugh at, because he was a First World War veteran who had been awarded the Croix de Guerre, but suffered what they called shell shock. I think it's probably PTSD, you'd call it, or something like that now. And it was terrible, but things. We thought there was, you know, that there was, he was gone in the head or something like that. We used to follow him around, and I think that's what brave man decorated the war. And that's what it was. That's what it was. Can you?
We don't know who the first person is.
Man in Margaret Stewart, mine and Ifigriker, Coinneach, Catherine Morris and Vatsker. And then the first one is possibly Mordance or Jonathan.
Mordance.
Can anyone help us with number one? Who? No, that's number two. But who's this? Anybody know who this might be?
The first one might be.
I don't know number one. Well, she Antigua Samson a village.
Go.
Antigua Samson.
Go.
Here,
No, she's not number two.
Number two or
She's number two.
Number one.
Number one.
The second, and we don't know who it is.
But again, you see, the things for those who look at these and understand them, you know, look at the barracks, the name of the company, the way they were dressed, the protective clothing they wore, the bonnet, the colour they all had on, but understand. They were often at times in very bad weather and that kind of thing.
Any idea what the photo was taken?
An idea what was taken?
No, we'd have to look at the barrels more carefully. I have another one which I can identify because Peter Head is written all over the barrels. But I would have to zoom in and I can't.
The thing is, when you're looking at photos like this and this thing, you end up with as many questions as you have answers because you know there are so many things. But the photos do tell an awful lot, but then when you start studying it, you can find out other things.
Back to the Yarmouth on the bottom right.
Was there Yarmouth on that
On
one?
the bottom right.
Go back to the
Cartwell Field.
Bottom right one.
Oh yes, the valley.
Oh, right.
Yarmouth. There you are.
Thank you.
So that's pretty far down in England. And the things I remember them taking when they were going to Lerwick and Sheffield, there was a terrible crossing across the Pentland first. Lerwick, what are they? Lerwick, but I say Lerwick.
Yeah.
Back girls, look at the number of them.
There is a list of names for all of them, but maybe too many to go through tonight. Does
anybody recognise any of them?
The first one at the top, there's Mary Dietz. And Katrina going down beside her.
From the back row,
The back row.
Mary McDonald, 9 card.
Which one? Two. That one? No?
The back row, fifth from the
One, two, three, four.
side. Mary
That side?
9 card.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you left key. But fine, see. I heard a story about these Kelsies, the fishermen wore, you know, the specialists in the Menarisca, and apparently they were all slightly different. So, you know, the reason was that they always told us if anything happened or anything drowned, and the body would be able to identify them from the Kelsies.
Nothing will any crowd.
Who's the lady in the front row in the white blouse, closest to you?
That one?
No, the other side.
Yeah.
This side.
Furthest left.
This one here.
Wait until I find out. Fourth row. First one.
It's a remarkably clear photo for
Annie Ferguson, Anna Alton Neil, 18 Vatterskin.
My granny.
Yeah, granny.
Have you seen that photo before? Have you seen the photo before?
No.
Well, there you are.
I knew she was in Lerwick and it was all over.
I saw one later on, I think it's of my old, I think it's my old father or something, and I've never seen it before. Could you, again, you know, what it shows is that, you know, it wasn't just one or two who went to the heading. A lot of them went there, and they followed the heading season.
So we have this photograph in the archives, and we have the names of everybody in the photograph. If anybody's interested, if they think they recognise somebody that's related to them or whatever, so you can always come and ask and go through them again.
But I take it the one to the middle end, the bosses, the one with
They're the bosses.
They're the bosses.
Yeah.
That's a her, and that's a him. Well, I was just going to say, the hats actually, but see. That's your theatre.
Okay.
Continue going in the crowd. Because the bell going in the crowd.
My granny.
He knows the road vine. And the last one we don't know.
Anybody know what that might be? Now this one, we don't have names for this one, but just shows you the amount of fisher girls that I think it might be,
Peter Head, traceable?
or maybe.
That's what I was thinking, Don's the wood in the northeast.
Mm-hmm. This one is Peter Head, because I can see Peter Head on the barrel.
Do we know who they are?
It says that sitting far left is Annie MacLeod on a hawbank, and that's the only one that's identified there. Sitting far left.
Yeah. Anybody any ideas about any of the rest?
There's so many of fishing girls or groups of fishing girls taken in when they were working, and also in dress clothes in studios. There's just hundreds of them.
To speak. No, this is the best picture in the whole lot.
It was taken in the 1930s.
I think that's a great photo.
It's very interesting because a lot of the houses haven't been built yet, so obviously they were still living in the black houses in Culwarroch then. There's the farmhouse, in fact the steading's there, and then further down the road to Gyoung, and behind it to Yep. And then here's an Rajyasal. I wonder what these two houses are in Coinneach.
These two?
Yeah.
I think is that my house maybe in Tagarish?
No, don't think so.
Well, that's not Forsham, that's not like in here, that's Lottie and Vic. I think it might be.
Might it? Okay. And then here,
but again, it's a snapshot. You know, so many things remain the same. But you know, the villages have hugely changed since then. Look at the Bachern, you know, is it that? Look at the back. Can you see the Bachern canal? There used to be a lot of them on the Maha there, and you know, there was the ones up beside the road. That's over here. That's where the boys used to change for the football.
And is the football pitch there then?
Well, if it is, it would be.
When was it given?
It might be over there, you see.
And look at the size of the road and the wee bridge.
That's an ammunition.
Yeah. And that's where that big white thing is now, the football. What do you call it? Indoor football?
Yes.
Thank.
Oh well, this brings back memories to many of us, and really it's days gone by when the fight was a real community affair. You know, where young and old went to the fight, and where some worked, some stood, some talked, and some had a cup of tea.
And there'll be other people coming from the other side of the island, looking for lost sheep, as it were.
Yes, people from Blackstone Valley used to come to Abercall.
And Barras as well, I think.
Oh, no, well, just, yeah, Barras, but they came to Abercall because that was where the best grazing was.
I see. Oh, Nachish.
Oh, well, that's Abercall. Picky Columgolly and Benranca.
Benranca, she was as nice to me when I was little.
Yeah. And Picky Columgolly, she was married to a Skye man. And you know the little half house that was beside Coinneach garage for many years there, the first resort, she built that house to retire there in her old age, but of course that never happened. Her son still lives in Tongue actually, Carl Rowe he's called.
Have we got no time?
Oh, yeah, we only do.
Gollies.
They
could fly in the walk
That's an eye. What's up?
to sell it, to sell the wool.
No, so fine colour we've identified that as Toki Coinneach Toss. And I was telling Margaret, that was the first funeral I was at when I was allowed with my father to go on the procession, Coinneach. And there's Shawnee Toss, better known to us as the Pope. And
Alec George, leaning down. Yeah.
Yes.
But the other brother.
And then we see Tyfield, Shetterfield, which was actually before my time a shop also, but at that time it had 3 looms in it. Tuchalwally behind it, and Ty coming.
And the windmill, Coinneach, the windmill.
Oh, Cavalry.
Isn't he?
Sochair.
Savian and his Savian. Aye, shouldn't
A lot of field.
Because you were trendy.
Well, kappas an electric device, I think it's
a boom.
Not for electricity, but for water. Yeah. And book. Mae'n un y fog post ac ffwta, bod ac y fog post ac y chwilio.
For her.
I don't know, who's this?
I don't know, I was just wondering if maybe they can be identified.
Any idea who this is?
Anybody?
But that looks like 50s or 60s though, doesn't it?
Maybe earlier.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
But, you know, again, it's interesting to look. Every lady, as a lady, should be with a piano. Every man, as a man, should be with a bonnet.
I think, again, is that a fan? I think.
Yes?
Anybody recognise anyone? No? Isn't that sad too?
And the shop?
Yeah.
So that means it could be basket or back, would it? Anyway, it's nice, and you know, there's just the pictures of this so full of character, aren't they? You know, see how from that. Rose, do you know them? Does anybody know any of them?
Yes.
Who are they?
Because Bellen is right door in Klima.
Is that true? Somebody sent it up.
Chair. Anna
Hanna is yna. Gywon, Ben Coinneach Stewart, Breivik, Cos di Bellen is Rwy, Margaret Kennedy, Ben Anhel, against Don the Klima. For those of you who don't know, Don the Klima was very well known as the presenter in Bath Church for many years. This pew one never called.
The Taraf.
I didn't know this pew had a taraf.
I'm a bit doubtful that it's
The only taraf he was down to him show. Does anybody else remember any? I wasn't aware of it. Of any taraf in this pew. That's a pole. No, there you are, that's good. And that's the clown behind her there. She's trying to for a while.
You see how empty it is behind her now. It's full of houses, that old road now.
Yeah. Well, that's the road into the Clattoch, you know, in there. Nothing there. I think yes, traditions that house was built then. And Coinneach probably. They were the two houses at that time.
Kitty Ann.
No. Does anybody know what do you know what she was doing there? Yeah. She was milking a cow. Kitty Ann She's
a lovely lady.
And she was a lovely woman. And I remember when we were small and we were rascals. We used to go in for MacIomhair, and he'd send us away with a flea in our ear, probably because we'd be sent here setting off bangers at the store the previous night or something. But then before MacIomhair, she would send down a lovely bowl of trifle and this kind of thing. She was there, so we didn't mind her be crap because she always sent us something sweet. It was very nice. Now this is going to does everybody remember Gigs?
Yes, yes.
He was the postman after Morgogala. When Gigs started, first of all, he had a bicycle. And then eventually he got a van. I guess Kendo.
Yes, I changed that.
What?
And he could do that a lot. You're all very familiar with this picture by now.
Yes.
Yeah.
But again, you see things, you know, when you stop on it, it tells you a lot. Shower, no shoes, clear, knitting, Adi. You know, just even in one picture, it tells you so much about.
Ach, Sean a lady, and it don't look as if they've come to work at the Adi.
Listen. Now, I don't know who the teachers. Does anybody know who the teachers were? That says Miss Mackenzie and Miss MacArthur. Does anybody remember them?
I think that generation.
I know that.
Gone.
Miss MacArthur came up with the cemetery when we were looking at the record.
Did she?
And she ended up in...
Unfortunate choice of words.
There were two sisters in stage. MacArthur's who they were, I don't know.
So anyway, Stanley, Kurstek and Shrui and Ishibal Brun. August, Katrina Shrui, Miss Mackenzie, Miss MacArthur, Anna Brun. Do you anybody remember any of them?
And there's
No,
the Adi.
isn't that a good photo? That's an Adi, that's a shieling where they used to go out in the summer. And again, you know, look at the construction of it. Look at the construction, the keep there, the keep, that's Turks in English.
How do you keep on? Scra. Honey, scra tane. No. Point of order.
I stopped one time at Burns Cottage in Alloway. And there was a man there, he was from near Coinneach turned out. And he had a scrap, he said it was scrap they used on top of that underneath the Faction Burns Cottage, and it was probably 100 years old. You know, it was that. So it's a top part, you know, it's a shallow cake.
Yeah. Well, it had to be, because it had to be pliable enough that you could...
Do you know who the ladies were?
That's the same ladies who were in the other picture. Same ladies in the previous picture.
Where do you think that was?
Oh.
The 1940s, do you think?
Well, I don't know this
Earlier?
Miss MacArthur was
Thirties?
Maggie Carter, Chrissy Carter. I think maybe
1920s.
I was trying to remember, what was the name of the teacher before she had a very fierce reputation. MacKinnon. But that's the one when you were about somebody's up when you after the war, and Carol Dodd had to have an Agnes MacKinnon. Kate Andrew in the cinema, ben up some, Ishbel Ben William Herod, upper swallows. But again, see, Margaret pointed out to me earlier on in the day, you know, Charles Stewart that was very much of the time. Now she had provident, but no dainty high heels. but look at the note she had in the clear, and that she was knitting at the same time.
We're going to have a break now.
And
for a cup of tea.
Do we need a break just now?
We're going to have a break for a cup of tea, we break, and then we come back and do some more.
Is that all right? Would you put that cup of tea just now?
It's a touch base.
Yeah.